Hey everyone, Tim Darley here, and the big news out of Houston is the Houston Texans have settled on their general manager, Brian Gaine. He was with the Texans for 4 years before going to Buffalo last year. I know he's back with the Texans. The Texans tried to get Will Clay out of Dallas. They tried to get Nick Caserio out of New England, but they weren't granted permission. They hired a firm for this general manager search, and then they ended up settling on Brian Gaine. It's kind of upset a lot of fans. It's kind of brought kind of some media scrutiny. What it means is O'Brien's going to sign an extension, and Bill O'Brien's probably going to get more power within the organization. I'm going to hold off on what it means for the Texans as far as their future is concerned because they got a quarterback, so they'll have a future. Deshaun Watson. That's the thing that Brian Gaine doesn't have to do other than get him a backup, build an offensive line, build a secondary, and really just manage the salary cap, keep key pieces, and fill team needs. If he does that, then I think the Texans, with a healthy roster, can be a Super Bowl contender even as early as next year with a healthy Deshaun Watson. They'll probably walk into the playoffs if Deshaun Watson is healthy the entire season. I know they were 500 with Deshaun, but they were still figuring. O'Brien was trying to figure him out, as well as Watson's trying to figure out how to play the NFL. I think the second year is going to be a monster season, or could be a monster season, but it's a to-be-determined type thing. This is honestly a to-be-determined move. I always feel like when a team hires a coach, unless he's a proven coach, like a Sean, we use Sean McVay as an example. Nobody knew how good he was going to be as a coach, but you knew what you were going to get. You were going to get you kind of knew what Kansas City was going to get with Andy Reid. My point is, Brian Gaine has not really been a general manager of one season with Buffalo. That's really not enough time to really assess how good of a GM he is. But now he's with the Texans. He has a quarterback, a Deshaun Watson. So he doesn't have to find a QB. He just has to find a solid backup, build an offensive line, build a secondary, and keep key pieces like Jadeveon Clowney. He's going to be in a contract year next year. They can use another option, fifth-year option. Oh, no, they've used that, excuse me. They can use the franchise tag. I don't think Clowney's going to go for that. Clowney's going to go for big money, and he should get big money. But although his stats really don't back it up, he is a game record. He does a lot of things at the Texans that really goes, doesn't really show up in the box score. Like, he's so athletic. He tackles well. He's got better tackling in space. He stuffs the running back of the line of scrimmage, even gets in the backfield consistently. He is a monster, and the Texans have to keep him at all costs. Brian Gaine is the general manager of the Texans. I think Bill O'Brien's going to have input in the roster, and I think in the coming weeks we'll know how many years O'Brien's going to get. He's going to get an extension. NFL coaches don't coach the final year of their contract. They just don't, unless you're Marvin Lewis. And then you end up getting a 2-year extension. And I think that could be what we get with O'Brien. That could be what the Texans see with Bill O'Brien. Bills had 3 9-7s, and 9-7's not going to cut it next year without healthy Deshaun Watson. So I think Bob McNair is going to have to really understand that next year is even more make or break for Bill O'Brien than it was this year. Rick Smith is gone, so the Rick Smith blame is not there anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Texans do as a franchise going forward, but right now, it's too early to judge the move. The free agency hasn't even happened yet. The draft hasn't happened yet. And like I said, they tried to get 2 of the candidates to interview. They just weren't granted permission. And I think rather than wait for this season to end, the Texans went ahead and just got the search over with and made their decision. Like they kind of knew. Kind of like with the Raiders with John Gruden, it reports that they had a deal essentially in place before they fired Jack Del Rio. So basically they knew who they wanted. And I think the Texans probably knew who they wanted all along. But, Houston, I think Houston wanted to see what other candidates were out there to see if there was a better fit. And it just didn't happen. Brian Gaine could be a good GM again. So, for all I care, he could be a great GM. The Texans could be Super Bowl contenders every season. We won't know until the free agency hits, and he has to manage the salary cap, and he has to draft. He has his first draft as a general manager. So we'll see what happens. Texans have hired Brian Gaine as a general manager. Bill O'Brien is going to get an extension soon. It's just a matter of when. Thank you for watching.